Vivo is the third movement we're studying. It is scored for a full ensemble of 32 players. However, there are only 2 bars in the piece where everybody actually plays all together. The solo part is written for trombone and double bass solo. And putting the tune on these low instruments makes it sound very comical, deliberately comical. So the double bass doubling the trombone tune an octave lower than written, remember? And asked to play glissando on the bassoon, sforzando, glissando, and it sounds very funny. And then the other instruments are playing heavy accents and sforzando as well. And then marcatissimo, very heavily marked, and fortissimo, 3, 4 Fs. So it's very exaggerated dynamics and also hugely contrasts of dynamics and articulation. Subito P here on these little staccato notes. So then this is still the A section. It's in rounded binary form. We're in F major. Du talon means with the heel of the bow. So even more accented and marked, very biting sound required here. And then diminuendo, P, more contrasts of dynamics. So at the end of the A section, we modulate to the dominant, to C major. And this upward scale has accents on every single semiquaver, which would be very difficult to play and very funny. And more glissandi here on the trombone and the double bass, gliss. Okay, so then we repeat the A section, we end in the dominant key, and we're supposed to start the B section in the dominant key, but Stravinsky adds 3 bars of tonic key, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, as a joke. And then he starts the B section properly here in the dominant key, C major. So it goes da 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 dum, and then da 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 dum. Du talon again with the heel of the bow, very low writing for the French horn here. Très forte et en dehors means very loud and emphasized, so even more exaggerated sounds. This is the beginning of a modulating sequence. So we have a phrase that ends in a perfect cadence in G, and then the same phrase sequentially repeated but ending in F. Now this is where the full orchestra plays on this page, those pink circled bars, so only bar 33 and bar 37. They are both 5b/1 cadences, perfect cadences. However, Stravinsky is including lots of dissonant added notes. So I'll just go over some of those. They're marked in pink. So you can see there's quite a lot of dissonant notes. This first cadence, oops, is supposed to be 5/1 in G, so a D chord to a G chord. And it's accented on the offbeat, so there's an accent on this da there on the offbeat. And then the pink notes are the dissonant notes. So this is a D chord with a G in it. That's a mistake, ignore that. This is F sharp, which sounds wrong in the G chord. Then this G here sounds wrong in the D chord, etc. And you keep going down and you see these wrong notes marked in pink. And sforzando, and so it sounds quite comical, da-da, like that. And then da-da, exactly the same thing, a tone lower, and more dissonant notes marked in. So the B in the flute part clashing with the C chord. This is F major, perfect cadence, C to F. And it's also, the other interesting thing about these cadences is that he reduces the instrumentation on the second chord, which is quite an odd effect. So the first chord, which is on the offbeat, is the louder one. So it's da, like that. And the sort of conclusion of the cadence is a bit weak. Okay, so in this page we have some heterophonic texture. This is very exciting. And the tune is on the double bass and the trumpet. So don't forget the double bass sounds an octave lower than that, so it's 2 octaves lower than the trumpet here, doubling 2 octaves lower. And the tune is da-da-dum, 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 more sequential tunes, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, etc. The accompaniment is on the offbeat and heavily accented, and sempre, always, sforzando, again more exaggeration. The heterophony is here in these 2 flute parts, which are ornamented in different ways. So da-ya-ya, 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 da-ya-ya. And this is dun-tra-ya, 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 dun-tra-ya. So it's the same tune but ornamented, and that's why it's heterophony. And then this is a sort of F minor version of the tune, sort of pretendly mock mournful, and it's on the double bass. It sounds very funny. Sounds like some sort of crying character. Some wrong notes here in the bass part. And then this is a monophonic moment, trombone solo. 2 bars of monophony. And then more heel of the bow, du talon, very aggressive sound. Coming towards the end, very thinly scored, considering all the instruments are sitting there doing nothing. Just trombone, cello, double bass, so all the low-pitched instruments, deliberately comical to use those. And then there's a pause, everybody waits for dramatic effect. And there's this added bit of cadence at the end that Stravinsky has made up. It's a sort of inversion of the main melody. Instead of diddle diddle, it goes diddle diddle. So it's going up instead of down. It's an inversion of the melody, and the final cadence is sort of wrong in the sense that instead of a 5 to 1, you get a weird 3 to 1. So it's a non-functional final cadence. Again, more performance directions, risoluto energico, very resolute and energetic, and more glissandi upwards this time. And yeah, that's it really. More accents, dum 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 bum 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 bum. Subito F, and then more P, so more contrasts of dynamics. Subito fortissimo, subito P, suddenly quiet. Poco meno F, a little bit less forte, fortissimo and sforzando, so it finishes very loudly. Very definitively and comically.